Stop coding Figma designs by hand, enter your Figma link, token, and design width. In just 2 to 5 minutes, your front-end draft is ready. As you can see, we now have a web document. We specified the design width we are going to work with. Any page that matches the selected design width will automatically use 100 viewport width units for its container width. If you selected the wrong design width, the container may keep a fixed pixel width. In that case, you can manually change it to viewport width units, since some nested elements may depend on the container width. Now let's move to this panel. Each button has a short video tutorial next to it. At this point, I recommend saving the project to your computer. This way, if your internet connection is interrupted, you won't need to make another request to Figma. Now let's remove unnecessary layouts. You can do this using the Delete Element button. You can select either a specific element or an entire container. There is another way to do this. Click Export Fragment and select the page you want to continue working on. In our case, Home. Now let's move to the Start tab. Here you can find the Download DivDeck extension for Chrome link. After installation, you will see the Select Element button in DevTools. This button automatically selects the element you have just clicked and highlights it in the DOM tree. Now click Export Fragment. Now let's wait while the fragment is being saved. What's next? From this point on, we no longer need to load the project from Figma. Instead, we can work with files stored on our computer. You can choose to upload either a folder or an archive. Please wait a moment while the project is loading. Here is our page. As you can see, there are no unnecessary elements left. Now let's move to the work page and remove everything we don't need. As you can see, some unnecessary labels appeared here, so let's delete them. The layout on this page is already built using Flex containers. These elements are Flex containers as well. There are also cases where designers add decorative background layers that aren't needed in the final implementation. Let's remove this one. Here's another background layer that we can safely delete. Now let's find the container for this element. As you can see, these elements are now stacked vertically, but they should be arranged horizontally. We can remove the width completely. Look how much better it looks. Or we can simply reduce it. Next, click Change Class. Then click Select Element to choose the element we selected in DevTools. Our element is now blinking. Click Change Element to save these changes to the CSS file. Now let's remove a few more unnecessary elements. As you can see, we now have a clean section. Next, let's replace this empty logo with an image. Click Div to Image or Background to Image. If there is no background image, both buttons work the same way. First, find the wrapper for this element. In this case, the wrapper didn't have a height defined, which is why the image became stretched. Since you will use an image with the correct proportions, Fit Content will automatically adjust the height. Alternatively, you can set the height manually. Now take a look at DevTools. Our styles have become inactive. To reactivate them, click Refresh. Let's verify that everything works correctly. As you can see, the styles are active again, and we can adjust the height. Now let's work with this large image. The designer created it using vector graphics, so you'll need to export it manually from Figma. Find its largest container. Click Div to Image. Done. Later you can place the correct image here. Now let's check the responsive behavior. As we increase the screen width, the page stretches nicely, and the font sizes and padding change automatically. When we reduce the screen width, the layout also adapts partially. Now let's remove the fixed height here and see how the cards stack vertically. To save this height change, click Change Element Styles. The fixed height has been removed, and the changes will be saved to your CSS file. You can always change the screen width using the left panel. Now let's convert elements that use background images into image elements. As you can see, this element uses a background image. Click Background to Image. Now in the DOM tree, it has been converted into an image element. Now let's see how Rename class works. Let's rename this button class to Button. As you can see, you can always collapse the top panel if it gets in the way. Next, I'll show you how Merge Styles works. Select this button. This button. And these two buttons as well. Enter a new class name, for example BTN. Keep in mind that class names must be unique. If a class named button already exists, you won't be able to use the same name again. Now click Merge Styles. Now let's take a look at the DOM tree. As you can see, the buttons now use the BTN class while their original classes have become modifier classes. Let's inspect the styles. Here are the shared styles stored in the BTN class. And here are the modifier classes containing the differences. If you want to edit these styles, click Refresh first. Now let's see how Copy Styles works using these images as an example. The designer created them with different sizes. But first, let's convert all background images into image elements. As you can see, all images are now image elements. Now let's use Copy Styles. Here, all image sizes are different. Let's copy the styles from the largest image. Now all images have the same size. Later, you can fine-tune the responsive behavior of these images directly in DevTools. The Undo button reverts all changes made using the currently active tool. In this case, the active tool is Copy Styles. So if I click Undo now, only the size changes applied to these images will be reverted. Now I'll show you how to save the layout files to your computer. Click Save Original. Then wait about 10 seconds while the archive is being prepared. Now let's open the downloaded archive. We have the Images folder, the Assets folder, fonts.css, index.html, and style.css. Place any images downloaded manually from Figma into the Assets folder.